be seated. The court is now back in session. And we would like to now hand over the counsel for Mr. Nunchi to continue putting questions to the witness.
Thank you, Mr. President. We only need 10 to 15 minutes more. Mr. Witness, before the break, we were speaking briefly about your answer to the question of the prosecution about Ankar giving instructions about purging enemy officers. What can you tell us about these instructions, if they existed at all? What kind of form did these instructions reach you or any other people?
Response. The purges of the enemies had some impact on our own people and our own nation that did not necessarily affect the enemies alone.
My question, Mr. Witness, is how did these instructions reach you? How did you know that such policy or plan apparently existed?
Response. There were meetings. This kind of thing were not learned during education sessions, but they were learned in meetings at the sector level.
But who told you what and when?
Response. No one told me. During the sessions, when we were instructed on the class standpoint and also the poor and peasant class, this kind of idea was introduced in these sessions.
That's very interesting, Mr. Witness. But my question is, who instructed you to look for specific people? Mr. Witness, you gave a very general answer. My question was very specific. Who instructed you or who told you to purge enemy officers.
Response. The people at the upper echelon, because at district level we were responsible or we reported to the sector and sector to the zone. So we follow the instructions from the upper echelon.
But what kind of instructions, and who were the people telling you this?
Response. People at the sector level who instructed this. They had to conduct the purchase, and thorough inspection would be carried out before people would be purged. Or in other words, investigation into the people conducts and whether they were falling into the categories of those who had to be purged. Otherwise, the other people, innocent people, would be purged unnecessarily.
Mr. Witness, you're giving very general answers. Let me rephrase. Can you give me only one example of an instruction from somebody with a name, an instruction to you to purge one specific individual of whom it was said he was a lone wolf soldier or maybe official? One example, please.
Response. There were people who instructed us, and again those people were at the sector, because we at the district level had to receive instructions from them, but to say which particular individual I purged, and I can't tell or can't say anything about this. And for the sector level, then a person by the name of Sam would be the one you would like to ask.
But Mr. Witness, and this will be my final question, there must be one name of a person who might not be alive today, who was purged because of you, because of your action, because of you were acting at the instruction of your superior. Just one name.
The President, Counsel, you may now proceed. Counsel for the witness. Mr. President, good afternoon. Again, I may wish to consult or may need to discuss with my client before he proceeds to respond to the question. The President, you may have that time. Witness, allow me to answer to that question as follows. I never received order to purge or kill anyone. I received indeed some plan, for example, propaganda action plan where I talked to people about this, but I never engaged in any execution of any individual.
I understand that, Mr. Witness, but I'm just trying to find out what is the basis of your knowledge when you were saying earlier that Ankara was giving instructions about purging enemy officers. How did you know that such instructions existed?
The President, Mr. Witness, please hold on, and Mr. Co-Prosecutor, you may now proceed.
Mr. President, I object because that question is repetitious. The question we had after the break, it was the second question after the break. How do you know such policy plan or existed? And it's been answered by reference to meetings at the sector level. So this question repeats, almost word for word, a question that has already been put and answered by this witness.
I'm merely trying from another angle, Mr. President, to ask a question to this witness, and he doesn't seem to know. But I refrain from questioning.
The President, the objection is sustained. The question is repetitious. Witness is now instructed not to respond to this question. Next, the Chamber would like to hand over to counsels for Mr. Kilsampan to put questions to the witness. Counsel Kung Som-on. Good afternoon, Mr. President and Your Honors. I thank you for this opportunity, and good afternoon, Mr. Jim. I have some questions for you, please. My questions are relevant to what you experienced or bore witness to during the Democratic Cambodia regime. Now, regarding to your joining the revolution, and you said you was a teacher and joined the revolution in 1972. Simultaneously, in 1972, you became the Deputy Secretary of District 105. My question to you is, what made you join the revolution? The President, Mr. Witness, please hold on, and Mr. Co-Prosecutor, you may now proceed first.
Just to help my friend, the year that was quoted was 1970 and not 1972. Thank you.
Counsel, thank you. Mr. Witness, in 1970, you joined the revolution. What made you join it? Response. Immediately after the coup d'etat, I joined the revolution. It was in May of that year, because immediately or 3 days after the coup d'etat, we could see that This effect had already great impact at the rural areas, and people joined me, and we had to attend study sessions about the front, and we had to distribute rice to people for eating. And Mr. Kyo Samphan, including Prince Norodom Sihanouk, who were part of this movement, because they were Prince Norodom Sihanouk was toppled, and we couldn't move elsewhere, and we had to join the other people to go to the Maki as appealed by the Prince Norodom Sihanouk. Question: what was the purpose of joining the Maki? Response: it was for fighting to make sure that the former prince could be returned to power, to return to the country. In other words, council, are you saying that that was the objective of your fight, to bring him back to the country to be in power? Response: the President, Mr. Witness, please respond again, because you made a response, but then the mic was not activated and you would not be heard. So please do that again now. Response: that struggle was meant to bring some Dutch back into power. Council, thank you. You mentioned in the statement of your interviews document ND 232/17. This document was referred to already by the co-prosecutor. I would like to refer to Khmer ERN 0033, rather 00373467 Khmer, and English 00426205, and French 00880135. The question was about the structure of District 105, whether it was changed after 1975, and you said that before 1975 the district structure was still the same, and Com was the secretary of the district when Kyo was her deputy. End of quote. In your statement, you classified the front district office and the district party's office. So can you tell the chamber, please, were these two institutions different? Response: no, there was no such classification of structure. Council, thank you. Or you may proceed. Response: no, there was no such classification, but the terms were used interchangeably. Council, thank you. In your statement, the same document, but document E3 stroke 400 Khmer ERN 00373456 French 0042617527 English 00379168 through 69. I would like to read this as follows. Question: when you joined the revolution at the beginning, what did you do? And I would like to quote your response as follows. When I first joined the revolution, they gathered the teachers in the liberated villages and organized them in the front movement in 1970 and 1971. At the beginning, I had no specific role, but was still a regular teacher in my native village and commune. At that time, they called teachers to go to study with Angkar in the jungle, and 3 or 4 months later, Angkar came down to organize the front in Takeo province. Angkar then was referred to as Saum, male, and Miss Mut, who were the chairperson of the deputy respectively of Takeo province. In that front movement, I knew teacher San, male, who is now still alive, and teacher Un, who is still alive also. There were other teachers whose names I do not recall. Saum and Miss Mut came down from the jungle, and they called them Angkar. End of quote. I would like you to tell the chamber your understanding of the term Angkar used here. Now, I would like you to tell the chamber in your capacity as the secretary of the district, and how you understood the term Angkar and what it was referring to, and which units would be regarded as Angkar. Response: to be brief, at that time, I did not know who created Angkar. There were people who emerged from the jungle, and they were well received by people at the district, and people said that look, Angkar was coming, so we had to receive them. So I can't exactly tell at which rank Angkar would be holding. It could be not too low at the lower rank or higher rank, because here you can say, look, there are some Angkars, including for example, World Food Organization in Khmer, which is Angkar, as we understand it. So Angkar to me is a kind of name or a body or work or institution. So Angkar belongs to a kind of company or an institution. That's what I understood the term to be. Counsel, thank you. I would like to also ask you a question concerning the cooperative level. When it comes to cooperative, could a cooperative be addressed as Angkar? Response: I don't think I quite understand your question, but I can say that cooperative. A cooperative would also be known as an angka, because cooperative was established with some proper structure, which itself was called angka. Council, thank you. What about the commune committee? Was a commune committee also referred to as an angka? Response: no. Commune committee would not be called or referred to as an angka, but at that time people arbitrarily used angka as the term to refer to the commune committee, although it was not wisely used. So, all in all, the term angka could be interpreted in broad term or in a narrow sense.
Question: what you have just stated is that based on your personal experience when you went to the base, were you referred to as angka? Answer: it is hard to say whether that is a proper or not proper, but in fact it was used. Of course, when I was referred to as angka, I actually was a bit scared. Council interrupt. My question is, were you referred to as angka by the people during the Democratic Cambodia regime? Answer: yes. Thank you. Question: what about your upper level? Answer: of course, yes, they were referred to as angka. People refer to them as angka, but in fact we educated the people that they were not angka, but they were the angka representative. The angka itself was at a higher upper echelon. So we explained that to the people for them to understand, because angka did not refer to any individual person in particular. Council, thank you. Question: based on your personal experience, were you frequently referred to as angka? Answer: it was a kind of a closer reference. When a person was close to me, yes, I would be referred to as angka. Question: was there any particular feature that the people or your subordinate referred to you as angka? Did you possess certain qualification in order for you to refer to as angka? Answer: of course, it would not be actually appropriate for the people to refer to an individual as angka. I would educate them not to refer to any particular individual as angka. Question: in reference to your testimony this morning around 9:39 minutes, you responded to some questions put to you by the international prosecutor concerning the Krang Tachan office. You stated that you knew it in 1974, that is, you knew about the existence of Krang Tachan. My question to you is your
response correct? President and witness, please wait. The prosecution, you may proceed.
Sorry, Mr. President, I made reference to the statement in which the witness had given the date 1972 as Krang Tachang being set up, and then the witness said it was 1 year later that he knew, so that makes the date 1973. Thank you.
Counsel, thank you. I did not refer to the time of the establishment of Krang Tachang office. The question that I put to the witness is, in what year that he knew the existence of the Krang Tachang office? If you can recall the specific date, that would be great, but the month or the year is sufficient. Answer, no, I cannot recall it. Question. I'd like to read your written record of interview. That is D 232/16. EN in Khmer is 00373387. In French, 00426194, and in English, 00379304. In response to the question as whether you know the Krang Tachang Security Center, you replied that I heard about the existence of the Krang Tachang Security Center after the Vietnamese arrived in 1979. Do you stand by this statement? Answer, I stand by that statement. Question. Let me confirm that you only knew the existence of Krang Tachang office after 1979. Is this correct? I knew about it in 1973. However, this morning I stated that I knew of the upper echelon, but I just did not know who the upper echelon was. Counsel, allow me to clarify this matter. You knew that people were sent to the upper echelon. And Mr. Witness, please wait before you respond to my question. Allow me to confirm that people were sent to the upper echelon, but you did not know where they were sent to. Is this correct? Answer, I did not know, so that is not correct. Counsel, please confirm again. Is it correct or not correct? Witness, that is not correct. Counsel, thank you. Question. When you knew the existence of the Krang Tachang Security Center after the arrival of the Vietnamese in 1979, Is that statement correct? Answer: it is. Counsel, please repeat your response. Answer: it is correct. Counsel, Mr. Pitcham, I have no further question for you. Thank you, Mr. President. President, thank you, Mr. Pitcham. The hearing of your testimony has come to a conclusion and you may be excused from the court. And we are grateful for your time to testify before this chamber for one whole day with patience and best effort. Your testimony may contribute to finding the truth in this case, and we wish you all the very best and have a safe trip back home. The hearing today has come to a conclusion. We will adjourn the proceeding now and resume tomorrow. That is Tuesday, the 2nd of July, 2013, from 9 a.m. And for tomorrow, we will hear the testimony of a witness, TCW 386. This information is for the parties, the support staff, and the general public. Court officer, in collaboration with WISU, please assist the witness for him to return to his residence or wherever he wishes to go. And please do the same for the reserve witness. And have the reserve witness to return tomorrow morning before 9 a.m. And security guards, you are instructed to take the two accused, Nunchi and Insari, to the detention facility and have them return tomorrow morning prior to 9 a.m. As for Nunchi, bring him to the holding cell downstairs, which is equipped with audio-visual means for him to follow the proceeding remotely. The court is now adjourned.
Sure.